Hey guys, Steve Welch here with your fact of the day. Most of you guys know that I work very close to the Nashville International Airport. How close? Well, take a look behind me and you'll see the 787 British Airways landing from London. All right, so that's going to be pretty important when I tell you that here, that what Nashville has just done as of August 10th is that they have made the airspace actually bigger. So what it is the Nashville International Airport. Obviously you just saw a British Airways flight landing. There's been Air France here. I know that there was a China plane that came in for a while. I'm not sure if it still does, but it did. But Nashville and then obviously Southwest, you can fly to Cancun from here on Southwest. So and I'm sure several other destinations, but those are just a few to kind of name them. But you can see, you guys know how close I am to the airport for just where I work here, right? So that being said, Nashville has kind of become bigger than what it was. All right, so I'm gonna show you. So Nashville just expanded its airspace, all right, with the FAA's approval, of course, expanded its airspace. So what it was, and I've got an article right here, and it's from News Channel 5, and it was a news broadcast, and it was letting people know. But what it is that Nashville has become a extremely busy airport. It's in a really good spot. It's not Atlanta for like busyness or anything like that, so it's not Class B. So now they've made it a super Class C. So kind of going here, obviously air traffic control is required to kind of keep, you know, planes and other things out of harm's way. All right, so like where I'm at right here, even prior to now, was actually within Nashville airspace from the surface up. All right, so anything that flew, as soon as it took off, it was in Nashville International Airspace. So you guys know I'm a drone pilot. I've posted several drone videos, of course. So, and I'm also a Cessna pilot, regular pilot, right? Single engine land. So if I'm anywhere in this area, I have to, by law, be talking to Nashville International Airport, or to approach, or to somebody that has authority within this area. I have to be speaking to them. It is required, right? If you venture into this airspace without doing that, you've broken the law, right? We got Frontier. Like I said, it's very busy here, right? So so Nashville has become a very busy airport, right? So now this article from News Channel 5. So the required distance from, you know, where pilots must communicate with the tower is regulated by the FAA, and it's class based, right? So you have Class B, which stands for big, right? But B, C, D, E, you know, A is different, but you got kind of talking about airport classes, right? So the class was set up years ago before Nashville saw its massive growth in air traffic, and it's kind of outgrown it. So the thing is, so it says along the Middle Tennesseans has experienced on the ground, FAA has tracked 50% increase in air traffic since 2015. So that's not that long ago. But in June, staff determined the Class C was not enough to handle the demand. So basically, kind of giving you a little bit of an idea here, what they've done is they've expanded their control to help keep bigger separation. So you don't want to have so many aircraft within this Class C coming into Nashville that are so close to each other. You need to branch it out further. So now, number of operations is really what dictates whether it would have gone to a Class B airspace. What's Class B? Atlanta, Los Angeles, Chicago. That's when you get into some of those Class B airspaces, which they always tell you when you're flight training. Class B stands for big. Don't really think it stands for big, but that's what they always say. B means big, right? So anyway, so on August 10th, they said it couldn't go to B, but they made it what's known as a Super C, right? And it's one of the only ones in the country, if not the only one in the country, that's a Super C. And I'll show you on these maps here that I'm about to show you what it looked like before the expansion and then what it looks like now. All right, so give you a little delay there so you can see them, and I'll you know, put them side by side here for you so you guys can kind of take a look at them side by side. So the FAA cited the need to reduce the risk of mid-air collisions, which is a good thing, right? And improve air traffic operations. Like I said, separations is key, right? So the Super Charlie is unique to Nashville. There we go. Unique to Nashville and allows the larger airspace without graduating it to a Class Bravo airspace, Class B. According to the FAA, Nashville International Airport meets the passenger count of a Class B, but not the total operation. So basically what that means is that there are enough people flying through Nashville in a given day to make it where it needs to be a Class B airspace, but there's not enough flight operations. So, and like I said, look, I mean, we've been standing here for 5 minutes. Nashville has 3 runways that go this direction. There's United, right? So Nashville has 3 runways that go this direction and another runway that goes the other direction. Obviously, technically it's 6 because you got a number one way and a number the other way, but actual lines of pavement, there's 3 this way and then there's 1 that crosses them. So it's pretty big, right? They've expanded and they've done stuff like that, right? But you can see this is just 1 runway that approach is for, and in 5 minutes we've seen 3 airplanes. And that doesn't count, there's another approach that's way back that way, and then there's another approach that's, you know, in a different spot. Anyway, so it'll go on the other side. But, and then, by the way, you can also see, if you look back out there, there's another plane that's coming in right now too. So there's gonna be another one land. So every couple of minutes, just this one runway is getting a bunch of planes that'll land. They could be taking off from the other runway, you know, and just landing on one, who knows, right? But this one's getting a bunch, right? Anyway, so not to ramble, but I rambled. But it says that the city's annual 4th of July celebration is a great example of why the larger airspace is needed. There could be 20 aircraft flying that exact location, and half are not required to communicate with the air traffic controllers. They're just outside of the airspace. So this expansion is going to require everyone to be communicating with air traffic control, and it's going to make it safer, right, for everyone involved. So it now requires smaller aircraft to immediately check in when they take off from a nearby John Tune Airport in West Nashville or the Smyrna Airport in Rutherford County, allowing for more control over Nashville. It says you might not see the change or hear it, but as more flights take off and land in our area, it's going to make you safer, right? So who do we got here? Who we got here? Sun Country. See, another airline that some people might have never heard of, Sun Country, right? I've seen, I think, 3 of them just in the past couple hours, just so you know. But it says the general public's probably not going to notice any of the changes, of course, but it's definitely going to increase safety for all of the flights they're on. So just another great thing for the city of Nashville. It says last fiscal year, the Nashville International Airport staff reported that they served 22 million passengers, breaking the record from the year before, and they expect to surpass 35 million customers or passengers by the year 2033. So 10 years from now from when I'm making this. So we'll see if they get there. If they do, we'll probably be a Class B by that point, but it's just a matter of how many planes can come in and how many people can go on those planes. But I have been to Nashville International. I have flown into it. I've been the pilot flying into it. I have gone through the terminal, stuff like that. It is a beautiful airport. It is awesome. It's really actually pretty fun to fly in. Great people, of course, but they've made it a little bit bigger. So I did want to add something else here at the end here. So, and I know I'm going long, but that's okay. Like I said, when I fly my drone, right? So if I fly in this area, I have to have an FAA authorization just to take off. My DJI drone that I have, it won't even power up without the authorization. And then I have to actually clear the geofencing to where DJI will turn off the geofencing to allow it to power up. So there's, you know, stuff that goes into just flying the drone here, and it can be approved, but it's, you know, there's a process to it, and there needs to be. Don't get me wrong, there needs to be a process to it, because everybody that's flying on these planes that went overhead don't need me flying my drone in their way. right? They need somebody to know that I'm flying here and to be able to, hey, watch out for this or whatever. And obviously, whenever I'm flying my drone, it's my responsibility to avoid them, not their responsibility to avoid me, just so you know. So that being said, if you live in the Nashville area and you've always flown your drone and you'd be like, man, now my DJI won't take off, or you might not realize that you are now flying in controlled airspace and not technically breaking the law, breaking the law. So make sure you know where this airspace is. If you plan on coming to Nashville, if you live in Nashville and you want to fly, make sure you know where this airspace is and why it's important, you know, to know where the airspace is, and don't accidentally do something that you shouldn't do. So, but Sea Welch, fact of the day, Nashville airspace has officially changed. You guys have a great one. We will talk to you soon. Bye.